Okay, very quick analysis looking only on the 4-hour time frame because not much has changed on the other time frames. We've been going sideways, as you may have noticed. Um, and I will just say that on the 4-hour time frame, we have this market maker sell model, although it's not so obvious because we've been consolidating, going sideways. And what I'm noticing over here is that we came up above this last leg down, came up closing above the open of that leg inside this SIBI from here down to here. It's not marked off. Plowed down this other day, new low below all these recent lows, and creating relatively equal lows with over here, which also is with over here. And then we have the November low, which I've been saying that I still anticipate that we're going to go back down there. It looks quite a distance away, and I suppose it is. We still, I think, are likely to get there. Nothing's for sure, but I think it's likely. Um, this is marking off the dealing range from this high to this recent low. And what we've done in the last couple of days is we've come back up into optimal trade entry level. Just about, actually. Looks like we fell a little short, arguably, if we're measuring the range in that way. But we are now in premium. We're above 50%. We took out some buy side up over here. And just in the last, I guess, hour or so, we came back down after taking out some buy side, meaning some of the buy side liquidity that was above this level and above these levels. We then dropped very rapidly, I believe. I haven't looked at the 1 hour chart yet, but we dropped $1,600, closing below the open of this leg moving up here. And what we've done is we have this balanced price range over here where prices come up and down a couple of times, a few times really. We have a lot of activity in that range there. And we respected that, at least so far. We have this balanced price range over here, this inversion for value gap over here, came up into it, respected 50%, rejected again. We have this SIBI up here, which we came just here. If we let's move this off, came just below it over there. So, yeah, and I guess we respected that. And what, of course, wasn't clear until this last candle just closed uh, was, are we now moving higher? So we could still be moving higher, but this down close candle was quite aggressive, which makes me think that there's a good chance we're going to be going down and taking out the December 18th low. And then after that, the December 1st low. And I would expect still that we're going to get to the November low, November 21st. What we see here is we closed back. Here, let's look at a few things here. Here's what we can see and what I'll be looking to see if it develops. All right. Here we have a bearish breaker. Either we be, I guess you can say it's here. We had a high and a low and a higher high and a lower low, and that would make this candle or these candles our bearish breaker. There's a lot of chop going on here, so there's different ways to interpret it. We came back up into the bearish breaker and rejected pretty strongly from it. What we want to see next is, well, also another thing to notice is we had this bearish order block, right? We closed below the bearish order block, but then we closed above it, invalidating invalidating it as a bearish order block and turning it into an inverse bullish order block. However, there was no follow through. To the contrary, we then immediately closed below the open of that. So in all likelihood, we've just reinstated that as a bearish order block. What we want to see next is how do we respond to this BISC over here. As you can see, we've been providing this gap here, this buy side imbalance, sell side efficiency has been providing support, at least during this chop sideways. How is it going to respond when we come up to it next? Are we going to close below it? That would be very bearish. Are we going to reject off of it? And then if yes, then how high are we going to close next? So there's a lot to be seen in this 4-hour candle in the coming days. If we close below it, then we want to see what happens with this BISI, which, of course, also is something of a balanced price range together with this SIBI here. So if we're going lower, there's I would be surprised if we see kind of a gradual drop. I would be less surprised if we see a sudden strong drop that takes out the liquidity below Thursday, December 18th and Monday, December 1st. So let's see what happens.